Sorry about that, everybody. Little short delay. Hopefully, y'all come back in here. See what we got going.
Yo,
What's
what's
up,
good, bro?
sir?
How you
What's
doing?
up? Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. So, let me just go ahead and do an introduction again. This is Jameel RaSan interview series. Today we got TroyLLF of
Yeah,
Living
yeah.
Legends Live Forever. Uh, Go ahead and tell them about yourself, Troy. Where you're from? What got you into
Yo,
music?
what's good,
Your
man? This
story,
is
bro.
Troy LLF, out of San Francisco, California. Man, I do a little bit of everything, man. I'm an artist, working my way into being an executive, all of that good stuff, man. So, um, yeah, man, things that just got me into music, just being around it a lot, growing up in music. I had an older sister, man. My older sister used to really just keep me like in tune with a lot of the music and stuff just that she was listening to. So as a youngin', you feel me, I was always so just like in tune, you feel me, with the music, what was going on, early 90s and all of that stuff. Like I was young, but I was like, nah, man, I had a mind for the music and stuff like that. So I got into music really just being around my friends. I had some friends and stuff. My boy Tone, which is Lyrical Tone, and then my boy DB, a couple other folks and stuff that were involved at the time, were just doing music, man. I was just hanging around, coming to the studio, coming to just be around the vibes and everything. I was a basketball player, man, so that was one of the things where I was like, all
Okay.
right, well, got hurt in college, couldn't play no more, so I'm just like, man, I'm hanging out with the guys, man. I'm going to the studio, we chilling, and then one thing led to another, man. I jumped on a couple songs, and people liked it, and they was like, man, you should keep going. So fast forward, here we are, man.
So around what time did you get like your first song out or like first start getting traction
Um,
in it?
Man, it might have been early, man. Early because we were in a group. So we started working like
Mhm.
2000. I think I kicked it off like 2007, but like 2008, nine, we started getting our songs, like taking them to big studios, getting the songs mixed and mastered and stuff. We made the radio out here in San Francisco. Man, we got 106 KMEL, which is one of the biggest radio stations, in the area and
Okay.
stuff. So we went out there, and what they did is they had this thing called and what was it called? Uh, I forgot the show. It was like an early show and stuff they used to have on Saturdays. Home Turf. They still got Home Turf Radio, to where it was like where they showcased the local talents and
Okay.
stuff. And we went in there and we got our song played on that, and it was big, man. We was up Saturday morning, 8, 9 o'clock, just jumping around. We was like, man, we on the radio. We on the radio. It's dope. So that was a big moment for us. That was like 2008, 2009 and stuff. And then around that time,
Okay.
that's when we started taking the interest of Big Rich. Shout out my big bro in here, Big Rich, who was his song, he had the SF anthem, which is like the biggest song in San Francisco and in the Bay at the time. He kind of just pulled us aside and was like, "Man, I love what y'all doing. I love y'all hustle. I love y'all work." And he brought us on to his team and stuff like that. And from there, it just we got in touch with a lot of just different other artists, a lot of people in the industry, and so I can't say we really necessarily had like one song, but it was like every song that we dropped after that
Hmm.
was making noise and stuff like that, just because we were on such a big platform at the time that, people loved us and people just attracted to what we was doing, from the parties to just the shows, just everything.
So part of the reason I'm doing the interviews is I kind of want to give other artists opportunity to have a viewpoint of what artists go through. So talk about those early years of like getting your music played on radio or doing different shows like that. How are you getting connected into those different things? Like what was your route of like, was it just you were extrovert, you just had a lot of friends, or what was it that
It
got
was
you
a
on those
little
shows and
bit
stuff
of
like
both.
that?
You feel me? It was like, when we was in college, around that time it was like Wale, all those guys were out, Wiz Khalifa, Nipsey Hussle, when they was coming out. So it was like you had to be
Mm-hmm.
outside back then. So what we used to do is we used to go to
Mm-hmm.
school, and we was on MySpace when MySpace was popping, and we used to get on there. And sometimes, man, we was skipping class. Like, okay, man, we finna go in here. Let's go and start on this page of this friend list and that page of the friend list, and let's send everybody our music. We got a party coming up. Make sure we promote that flyer.
Okay.
We used to have hard copies of our flyer. We walking around the city. We used to go downtown. We was going to all the college campuses and stuff and just passing out flyers to our shows, passing out CDs for our music and everything like that. So it was a lot of footwork involved. Like now it's a little different because you could just get online and blast it out or whatever, you know, which is like, it's easier to
Mm-hmm.
do. But it was like, it was funner when we was doing the footwork. You feel me? When we had to be outside, go be personable, really
Yeah.
go talk to people, get looked in our face, and you know, get told no, and get looked at crazy like, man, this shit weak. Like, you know,
Right.
you got to go through that sometime. But it's like,
Right.
that's cool. You feel me? If you're gonna take
Right.
that and just be like, oh, well, that person don't like it. It's like, man, we was selling CDs and stuff that people were like, oh man, this is dope. You feel me? Coming outside of parties, they was throwing it in their radio. You feel me? Coming out of the party, like, oh, okay, we
Yeah.
stand in the parking lot, man. What's up, man? Check this out. They taking it, putting it right in. Like, okay, they gonna let you know in our face, like, oh, this slap, or they gonna look at us and be like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, but this ain't it. And I'm like, damn, you know, but you,
Right.
yeah, I mean, nobody ever
Toss the
tossed it in
disc.
front of us, but you know, you can read body language and stuff. You know, you see, like, oh, they was feeling it, and then you see the ones that was like,
Now
no,
I'm
it's dead
joking,
ass.
but
It's
yeah, I
people that'll
got you.
really do that. That'll take it and be like, nah, that ain't it. We had a couple people online telling us one time on Twitter, like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
man, I let the streets hear it, man. They didn't like it. And we like, I'm like, oh, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
let the streets hear it, and they threw that shit to the concrete, you know. So I'm like, you know, you go
Mm-hmm.
through that.
Um. So talk about like one of the earliest lessons you learned during that time that like you still apply to what you're doing right now.
Consistency. Consistency is one of the things that's like,
Okay.
if you want to be consistent, you want people to pay attention to you, you got to be there. Like, out of sight, out of mind. If you're not around, if you're not outside, if you're not in people's faces, consistently putting out good content, they'll forget about you easily. You feel me? Because there's so many people out there that want to rap
Mm-hmm.
that you got to find a way to stand aside from stand apart from the crowd. Because it's like, if y'all all at a concert, you feel me, you got, I mean, I know, you know, I'm pretty sure every city got it where, you know, it's this group of rappers, like they all stand out here in a straight line and they passing out their music. And it's like, I don't know if I want to grab everybody music. What's gonna make you stand apart? So one of the things that we
Right.
did was, um, when everybody was outside selling their CDs for $10, whatever, chasing people down, trying to get that money, we just
Mm-hmm.
took it on the chin and was like, man, what's up? We just want to give it to you for
Mm-hmm.
free. I just want you to listen to it, you know. So that was one of the things, like, now
Okay.
I understand about, you got to give something to get something. You feel me? Because just because you talk to them don't mean I'm gonna pay
Right.
you and stuff
Right.
like that. So it's like, what's gonna be your incentive? What's gonna be your why? You feel me? So I think now, just taking that now is like,
So
you have to utilize that part.
so you moving more into the executive role now. So it kind of lines that up perfectly. So like as an executive, you know that there's like advertisement,
Right.
there's different levels of advertisement. And so that's pretty much one of your levels of advertisement. You got to do some free advertisement, you got to do pay for some advertisement, you know, whatever. So it's like, what are you doing for your artists? I've seen a few different things. I'm not quite sure which is for your artists and which one is not. I've seen
Right.
like your ciphers and things like that. So tell me like the things you're doing to
It's
push
really
them
just
as
like,
well.
so what we have out here, we've got a nonprofit called Project Level, right? So Project Level is basically it's a youth
Okay.
organization that we have that's kind of like merged into like a talent agency and stuff. So like I was saying with my bro Big Rich, him and his wife, they have that, and what we do is we help develop the artists. You feel me? So we develop them from, you know, some of them from an early age,
Okay.
some of them that are like, you know, semi-grown young adults and stuff. And what we do is we take them out there, we develop as artists, we sit down and have these writing camps. We put them in the studio a lot. They put them in on these small stages, whether they're community events, take them back and forth to LA, because some of them are young. So what we do is we go down to college tours in LA, Vegas, just different parts and stuff like that. Let them meet some of these industry professionals. And it's like, if we can put you in front of those people and let them tell you what they're looking for, it'll give you a better idea of
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing this for. You feel me? So what I like to do is, with a lot of just helping them and stuff, is just teaching them the groundwork, teaching them how to be out there, teaching them how to support, really teaching them that camaraderie that it takes to have a team. Because a lot of people don't necessarily have a team. Everybody thinks me, me, me. Oh, I can do it myself.
Right.
And it's like, nah, man. Unless you just got, even if you got the money, you can't do it yourself, because you need somebody to, you know, to
Mm-hmm.
go out there and make your flyers. You need somebody to mix your music, master your music. You need to get your ass capped. Like, you feel me? So those are the things that I try and sit down and make sure that every artist that I work with has those tools and, you know, those things to use and utilize for their own career and stuff. So as far as like advertising and things like that, you know, what we do is we find resources. You feel me? We share our resources. We go do these shows and everything. Like, we just had some rehearsals last night for two of the artists that are performing tonight, my guy Pussy, and then the other artist Journey. You know, she's got a show down in Santa Cruz. He's got a show in Berkeley. And so we splitting our team. Half the team is going to his show, half the team is going to her show. And I'm just teaching them like, bro, we gotta have that camaraderie. We gotta be able to work with each other. Just because, you know, we can't make both, but let's make sure we push up both to make it seem like, okay, cool. If she's got a show, her show gonna be popping. He got a show, his show gonna be popping. So at the end of the day, it's like if you're not working together, it's not gonna come together. You feel me?
So was this something that you learned early on and was like, I want to do this later in my life? It's like, I want to go from artist to exec as well, or artist to mentor as well, or was there something that you just kind of stumbled on later in life? Like how'd you get into this role?
Honestly, it was one of those things that was kind of like the older I got, it was like the more clarity I started to have with it. You feel me? Where it was like you could be an artist and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that's cool. You know, you can work on you as much, but what can you do for others?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think even with my
Mm-hmm.
role at Project Level, you know, me pouring so much into the youth, pouring so much into these other artists, it really had me realize like, oh, okay, you know what? I can actually help you get to the next level. Because there's some people that may love me, but there's some people that don't like me. You feel me? It's like you look at an artist like Lil Wayne, right?
Right.
Lil Wayne was one of the greatest rappers of our
Mm-hmm.
generation and stuff. But then when he started coming to a stand, not really a standstill, he started coming to a point in his career where people weren't interested anymore. So what did he do? He started bringing in the Drakes. He started bringing in Nicki Minaj. Now Young Money is one of the biggest, you know, camps in the world, you know, in general. So, like I say,
Right.
Big Rich, bro, he just used to always be like, man, I want you to be the biggest A&R in the game because you got an ear for it. You got the patience to work with others. And so, you know, he's been telling me that for the past couple of years now. And I
Okay.
think now I'm just really starting to sit in that position where I'm just like, you know what, cool. So with, you see with the ciphers and stuff, these are artists that I already work with, and I'm just trying to find a new way to put them in front of an audience. Like they do the big ciphers, everybody's not making the double XL ciphers, everybody's not making the local blog ciphers. So it's like, you know what? We create our own and we make them come to us. You feel me? So that's where it's like I'm trying to do that and utilize that platform for it.
And to me, the infrastructure is kind of messed up right now in the game. So what
Right,
gets out is what they want out. And so what I've noticed from my personal self, the reason why I've moved into interviewing people is because I feel like there's more people who are dope, who are committed to this stuff, who will do this
right.
every day of their life if they could, don't care about the money, but don't get heard because of the way the system is. And it's like, if I can push
Hmm.
those people, why not? You know, if I can be another voice to push those people forward, why not? So I respect what you're doing, but a question that I get often is how people can support the artist best. So whether it's you or your people under you, or like how best can people support you
Man,
guys?
word of mouth. I think word of mouth is always great because when you learn about new things, it's usually because somebody told you about it. You know, it's not we don't really stumble upon something dope anymore. I mean, so it is, but it's really rare. Like back when people was putting down music on SoundCloud and that Piff mixtapes and stuff. I used to listen to music. I was a music head, so I was just stumbling upon music and was like, "Oh, this is dope." And then I take it to my friends and put them on with it. You feel me? That's how we found out about Kendrick Lamar. Like my boys and them used to just listen to music, and then I mean, he was on tour with Big Rich and J Rock and them at a time, so it was like we heard about him, but I hadn't heard his music. You know, some of my boys and everything was talking about
Okay.
Section 80. They brought it to
Okay.
the group session. We all started listening to it. We all became fans. At different points, but yeah, no, I think really just it's word of mouth. You feel me? So one of the things that we do now is uh everybody's trying to get into this direct to consumer thing. We've been talking about that for a couple of years, to where it's like, if artist has a
Mm-hmm.
shirt, they have something, merch, any kind of music and stuff that you can buy directly from them. That means more to streaming their music, on Spotify, Apple Music, because I mean, it's dope, but they don't necessarily get nothing from that. Like the percentages are super like pennies. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all
Right.
know that. So, but yeah, I think word of mouth is just greatest.
Most people don't know that. Most people don't know
Okay.
that. Don't skip over that real quick, because that's a big point. It's like, as artists, we know
Right.
because we've seen it. We've seen the analytics. We've seen the checks. We've seen all that. But most artists, what they think is we pay our money and we stream these artists, so those are the artists getting paid from the money that we
Right.
paid.
Right.
but realistically, no matter what you pay, no matter how many times you listen to us, the amount of money is still going to be the same regardless. So talk about like what is the revenue source for you? Like what's the main, like how is it, the, like you said you were doing the cereal
Yes.
boxes, right? So it's like, is that a big like revenue source for you, or like what is something that, like, if people are watching this now and they're like, I want to support you, and it's the most money that they can give to you, or like the best way to support you,
Yeah,
how can they
definitely.
do
If
that?
you like my cereal boxes and stuff, I took the Nipsey Hustle approach where I was just like, I want to sell you an experience, So I put the cereal box together. The
Mm-hmm.
cereal box came with a hard copy of the album. It came with a T-shirt, some stickers. It came with a flash drive of my series of that free play series, and then it came with a bunch of my videos and everything. And so it's like on us as artists, it's on us to give you something and give you an experience, to pay for. I charged $100, and like I said, I sold more cereal boxes and made more money just doing that directly than I made the year before at all in like the whole year in streaming. So like you say, I mean, with the streaming and everything, it's pennies. You feel me? But if I got something that's tangible and I can have people buy that, that means more and helps more in my career financially than the streams. You feel me? Because the streams is cool. People can put you on a playlist and everything like that. Where it's like the support, we want all the support and we love it. But if you talking about from a financial standpoint, being able to buy something directly from the artist is one of the things that help us the most. You feel me?
Of course, of course. So just I'm gonna say I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing direct to consumer my way. I got all my stuff is gonna be on JameelRaSan.com, and then I'm gonna put all the links to JameelRaSan.com, and then y'all can go to the YouTube if y'all want to after that. But I have my merchandise on there, so that's what I'm doing that way, so I can get my traffic, my money. What's the best way people can find you? Like, is it the Instagram, or like where can I get your merchandise, your projects, or
Um,
what do you where
freeplaygear.com.
can I find you?
So freeplaygear.com. Free Play is my
Okay.
brand and stuff that I've been building. So I also have Free Play Music Group and stuff like that, where it's like, I run that. That's me, and then with the gear and everything, we had all the gear on there. We got the cereal box on there. I got these new joints. Check the stats. I dropped a dope single that came with a trading card as well. So when people buy the T-shirt, they get a trading card and they get the MP3 to the song so they can keep it directly. You feel me? It's not necessarily just for streaming. You can keep it, put it on your hard drive, put it on your computer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, yeah, you can go to,
Right.
my Instagram, my Twitter. Everything is TroyLLF. I got links linked to my link tree and stuff. So all the exclusive stuff right now that I do through Superphone. Have you heard of Superphone? Okay, so
No,
yeah.
what is
So
that?
Superphone
Please
is
put me on
basically like
game.
a text app. It was created by Ryan Leslie
Okay.
and Disruptive Media. So what Ryan Leslie did is he created an app where people
Okay.
can reach out to you and you can directly, engage with your customers and fans and everything like that. So Nipsey Hussle used that for Crenshaw. He used it for mailbox money. To where it's like, I mean, we don't
Right.
know what social media does. Social media changes hands, every couple of years. You feel me? We went from,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter to Instagram, not even on TikTok. It's so many different social media platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and people be losing their page and all of that, getting locked out of their pages, getting hacked. So it's like if you use that, now I have direct contact with, let's say, as of right now, I got like 100 customers and stuff that I deal with. You feel me? Or I should say fans or supporters, because they're not always buying stuff from me. Sometimes they're just getting free music that I'm just sending it to them because I'm just like, man, this is dope. Boom, I'm sharing it with them, getting their opinion. All my new stuff that I have, I text it out to them, and they get the exclusive. They get the first,
Okay.
first crack at the buy, whatever. You feel me? Superphone.
What was the name of that again?
Yeah. So, and if people want to, man, they
Superphone.
can
All
hit
right.
me.
Cool.
You
Cool.
feel me?
So
If you want to be engaged, hit me on my Superphone, 419-518-5458. That's a text line. You feel me? So they can text me directly, and it is me. As much as people be like, man, it's not you, it's a robot. Nah, it's me. It's generated messages that, connect with you first. Then everything after that is it's up. It's me.
all right, man. Well, talk about some of the things you've gone through in the industry. Like one of the things I kind of commonly hear is that sometimes getting your music out there has made you want to give up or quit or something like that. So like, has there ever been an experience where you wanted to quit? When's the last time you wanted to quit? When's the last time you felt like, or what keeps you going
Man,
when you feel
honestly,
like
it's
that?
like you feel like that a lot as an artist, you feel me? Because I had these conversations a lot with my folks and everything, my manager and just, my immediate team where I'm just like, damn, are we doing something wrong? Why people ain't, why aren't people grasping
Mm-hmm.
what we doing, right away? But sometimes it just takes time, man. You got to be patient. You know, it's been plenty of times where I'm just like, man, I done lost competitions on the radio where I'm just like, man, dude just had a whole bunch of his friends and everybody vote, and the team like, oh, bro, he just had hella people go vote, and I'm just like,
Right.
well, why didn't y'all go vote?
Right.
So sometimes you got to stay just poised and things
Mm-hmm.
like that because everything don't go your way. It's like playing on a basketball team or something like that. You can't win every single game, but what you can do is learn how to get better and learn how to be more strategic and stuff like that. Because sometimes I drop a video and the video will do crazy numbers, you feel me, first week, and then it'll slow down and it'll be like, damn, nobody responded. My first week sales at with the Superphone was crazy. You feel me? I sold like,
Mm-hmm.
let's say at $100 a piece, I sold like 12 boxes in the first weekend. Then after that, I didn't sell nothing else for like a month. So it's like as an entrepreneur, that happens. You'll have times where you up all the way, and then you'll have days
Right.
where it's like nobody cares.
Right.
So I think really, you really just gotta always look
Right.
better. Excuse me, look at getting better and just look at like, okay, if this didn't work, what can I do to continue to get better? What can I do to attract a new audience? What can I do to gain new fans, gain your interest and stuff like that? So, it happens. We all gotta we get sidetracked and stuff like that, and we think about it like, man, is it over? Should I just stop? And it's like, man, it's over when you do stop. So as long as you just keep going, something new is always going to be there.
Right.
Your brain is always going to keep working. You always find ways to be creative. You just got to continue to do it and just be patient.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you if you have anything else to say after this, but my last question for you is, with all that said, what keeps you motivated going forward?
Man, helping
What's
others,
your motivation?
honestly. Like, I put other artists and stuff
Okay.
in the studio sometime, and I'm just like, I see them and I see their hunger and stuff, and I just like, damn, you know what? I remember when I was hungry like that, and so it kind of keep me like, I don't want to go in there and
Mm-hmm.
mess up their hunger and stuff, and just tell them, oh man, this shit ain't worth it. You feel me? It ain't. You're not going hard enough. It's like, nah, you take what they do and you take that energy, and when I can feed their energy and feed what they're doing, they hunger, and make them think that they have a chance and see that they have a chance, it makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to stay engaged. It makes me want to just be like, okay, you know what? I see the success is getting them. You feel me? Let me help them get to the next level. But then when I go back to the studio, it's like, man, I love that experience. I love that rush of being there. I love being on stage. You feel me? I
Right.
love being out, coming up with ideas,
Yeah.
coming up with plans of how to release my album, of just being creative. And it's a new challenge all the time. You feel me? I just love it. So that's what kind of keep me engaged and keep me wanting to do more.
Well, I'm personally say that I love what you're doing over there. I love that you're building, and that
Yeah,
I see a whole bunch of hungry dudes
yeah, yeah,
and females, but dudes. But I see a bunch of hungry people over there, and I see that you guys are pushing them the way that they're supposed to be, making them look like they're supposed to. The game is so much about appearance and everything like that, and that gets real hard when you're doing everything else as a rapper. You're trying to select beats, you're trying to write
yeah.
flows, you're trying to do everything else, and then you got to do the video, you got to do the clothing, you got to do all this other stuff. So I see what you guys are doing to help them get out there. I do think that it's going to take time, but I think that you guys are building something. If you guys keep at it, it'll be something
No,
monumental for the
absolutely.
for the city for sure. Anything else you want to get out
Man,
during this interview, man?
I just want to shout out the team, man. My team, Free Play Music Group, 1015 Project Level. We got a big team, man. If people see our team and they see you know, who we're dealing with and everything, we got all facets from, male artists to female artists, rap, R&B. Everybody's working on like clothing line, working on their brand and stuff like that. Shout out my guy Pussy. Shout out Journey. They both got shows coming up tonight. They're gonna kill both of them. So, y'all be seeing footage from that. Journey's
Where at?
performing in Santa
Where
Cruz
at? What
tonight, I
time?
think 9 o'clock, at the Catalyst with Slimmy B from
Okay.
SOB. And then Poosie's performing tonight at the Cornerstone in Berkeley with Jay Lately, Ian Kelly, and a bunch of other artists and stuff like that. So we're gonna be there about 8:30. So if y'all in the area, man, pull up on us. Tickets is like $10. come out, support that, you know. Shout out to the rest of the team. I see my guy Sam in here, one of our creative directors and stuff. So he's the one that helps kind of like design a lot of the merch that we have out. Val with the vision, she won behind a lot of my pictures and stuff like that. My guy Yasi, super R&B artist. You feel me? On the way, he gonna be dropping some stuff in about a month. So you know, we got the team, man. The team is rocking. Shout out to them.
All right, man. Well, much success to you. Hopefully we can catch up in a few months, see where you at, see where the
Absolutely, bro. I
life
appreciate
has
it.
for you, bro. Okay. All right, man. Good talking to you. Then
Oh
also
yeah, it's
let me
all
get up with
good.
your artist too. All right.
All right, man.
All right, man. Peace.